Hello, everyone. Let's wait a moment until anyone else is joining us. We're going to start on time, 8:30. Please pop your name in the comments. It's always nicer to know who I'm talking to. I hope you can hear me properly. Please let me know if you cannot hear me or you cannot see me or see the presentation. All right, let's crack on. Welcome everyone again. Good evening. Welcome to this webinar where I will be talking about the process of buying property here in Spain. This is our agenda, so I will go through every step of the process. This is for everyone, not only for UK buyers. This is for everyone, for non-residents. However, throughout the whole process, I will be mentioning few particularities for UK buyers, especially post-Brexit. We'll talk about a few opportunities if they're planning to stay in Spain for a longer period of time, or to relocate, certain opportunities that they still have in terms of visa and residency. And throughout the whole process, I'll be in general mentioning some of the financial and legal aspects, and in general bring in some of the bureaucratic system here in Spain. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Tom, and I represent Costa Dream Home agency with extensive experience from the UK and now working on the Spanish real estate market. Sorry, I specialize in helping non-residents, just like yourself, navigate the quite unique and complex process of purchasing property here in Spain. Well, let's crack on with the whole process. So when the client approaches us, the first thing to do is to sit down with the client, either virtually or in person. And this is to truly understand this consultation that we're doing with the clients, is to truly understand their needs and what they're looking for. Whether you're buying a holiday home for personal use, an investment property for rental income, or perhaps you're considering a permanent relocation. The more you tell us, the easier our job is and the better property we will find for yourself. Knowing your goals really helps us tailor our search to find the properties that meet your criteria, whether you're looking for a beachfront villa, a countryside finca, or a modern city apartment. After this initial consultation that we have, we send trial offers, and this is simply to try to visualize your preferences, for you to see how we understand your needs. Then we hear your feedback, and based on that, we tailor and refine our further search to focus on properties that truly best match your needs. And around 10 days before your planned trip to Spain to view the properties, we send the final offers, and once accepted by you, we book the viewings and simply get ready for your visit. When it comes to viewings, we strongly recommend viewing properties in person. This is to get a full understanding of the location of the property, of the condition, and the surroundings, the neighborhood. Obviously, these are very important aspects when considering a property. When you plan a visit, plan for a 2 to 3 days visit to Costa del Sol. when you'll be viewing around 4 to 6 properties per day. Obviously, there are cases when you're not able to travel, life's busy. Obviously, we also support in that as well. We can offer live online video tours guiding you through the properties in real time and answering any questions you might have. Budgeting. I mean, this is not really another step or a further step. This is something you should keep in mind. You should maybe actually start with it. There are certain one-time costs that are very often overlooked by buyers. One of the biggest expenses in property purchase is the tax. Depending what type of property you're planning to buy, whether it's a new build, here in Costa del Sol is 10% VAT added on top of the purchase price. And from the resale market, a secondhand property, it's between 7 to 10% of the purchase price, on top of the purchase price, sorry, depending how expensive is the property. So this is something to really keep in mind when budgeting and when talking to us, so to avoid any surprises. Another important fee that you should include when budgeting for your purchase is the legal and notary fees. They are around 1% of the purchase price. Being aware of these costs from the beginning ensures that you can plan your investment confidently and avoid surprises later in the process. Now let's talk about the legal requirements for purchasing property in Spain, especially for the UK and other non-EU buyers. Since Brexit, UK buyers are considered non-EU nationals, and that means that there are additional residency and tax considerations. However, owning a property in Spain is still entirely possible. Unlike I keep hearing that the market is closed for the Brits, absolutely not. It is still possible, and the process still remains pretty straightforward with the right guidance. One of the first steps in the legal process is obtaining an NIE number. It's the unique tax identification number for foreigners. That is required for all of the legal and financial transactions here in Spain, including signing contracts, opening a bank account, and paying taxes. Without the NIE number, you will not be able to move forward with your purchase. You can apply for it at the Spanish consulate in the UK or here directly in Spain. It's a relatively simple process, but I always recommend starting early as it's essential for everything that follows. This is something that we can help you with, or the lawyer that we're going to include in the process. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the role of the lawyer. Obviously, organizing an NIE number, this is just a minor thing that he can help with. His main task is to really protect your interests throughout the entire buying process. A lawyer, a professional, independent, qualified lawyer, will conduct due diligence on the property to ensure it's free from debts, any legal claims, or other encumbrances. They will also verify the legality of the property, ensuring all licenses and permissions are in order. This is particularly important for non-residents who may not be familiar with the Spanish legal system or simply do not speak Spanish. Having a trusted legal expert on our side gives you peace of mind and ensures that the transaction is transparent and secure. And for buyers who are planning to stay in Spain for extended periods of time, there are some visa options to consider. Actually, one of the most popular one is Golden Visa Program, which is available for those who invest 500,000 or more in Spanish property. This visa allows you and your immediate family to live, work, and travel freely within the Schengen zone. It's an excellent option for those who are planning to spend significant time in Spain or relocate over to Spain, or simply use it as a base for European travel. For those who do not meet golden visa requirements, you can still buy a property in Spain. It's absolutely possible. However, you then will be able to stay up to 90 days within any 180-day period without needing any visa. So once we included a lawyer into the process, and you already decided on the property, now it's time to secure the financing. For the non-residents, Spanish banks typically require a deposit of 30 to 40% of the property's value if you are applying for a mortgage. They will, of course, ask for a proof of income, tax returns, bank statements, simply to assess your financial stability. Keep in mind also that the currency exchange rates can impact the final cost of your purchase. So working with a broker to secure favorable rates is crucial and can save you thousands. So keep that in mind. Once your finances are in place, we're finally ready to secure the property and to sign the preliminary agreement. This is known here in Spain as Contrato de Arras. This contract outlines the terms of the purchase and, of course, including price, conditions, and expected completion date. At this stage, you will typically pay a deposit of 10% of the property value. And this deposit is to secure the property for you, which means that the seller cannot sell this property to anyone else, even if they receive a better offer. If the seller breaches this agreement, you are entitled to compensation, which is usually a double of the deposit. And when it's time to finalize the purchase, we move the process to the notary. At the notary office, who is the public official who certifies the legality of the transaction and ensures all parties understand the terms. At the notary's office, you will sign the Escritura Pública, which is in English, official purchase deed. Once this document is signed, once you pay the remaining amount, here in Spain, it's usually paid by check. Yes, they still operate with checks or by a quick bank transfer. Once this is signed and paid, the ownership is transferred to you and the property is registered in your name with the Spanish Land Registry. Your lawyer will typically handle the registration process, ensuring everything is properly documented. And then the property is yours. Hooray. However, after the purchase is complete, our services still continue. Obviously up to you, but we can assist you with obtaining a touristic license if you are planning to rent a property for short-term holiday rentals, or in the long term, we can simply help you manage the property to ensure it operates smoothly and gets the best return on investment. This is especially valuable for non-resident owners who may need helping maintaining or renting their property while they still live abroad. So in conclusion, this entire buying process here in Spain for UK, international, or EU buyers is entirely achievable with the right preparation and support. We are here to support. So don't worry, we'll walk you through every single step. I know that Brexit has introduced certain additional considerations, but the process still remains accessible, and Spain's thriving property market continues to attract buyers from all over the world. And even though it might sound like certain limitations are there because of Brexit, UK buyers still remain the biggest international group buying here in Spain. So you can clearly see that it's still possible. Well, this is it for today for this very information-packed webinar. However, if you have any questions, if you want to discuss this topic or any other topic in more detail, please feel free to contact me. I'm on the next slide. I'm going to show you all of my social media details. Please send me a message, call me, send me an email. And if you also are interested in more extensive material, please send me your email address in a DM, and I will send you our ebook packed with very valuable information. So again, thank you so much for your attention. Here is my social media accounts. Feel free to contact me, and it was a pleasure talking to you guys. I hope this makes the whole process more achievable, easier to understand. And remember that in the end, this is my role to guide you through all of these hassles and to make it smooth for you. So thanks again. Have a lovely evening, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, because I might not see you this year. You will for sure hear me back in the new year. Until then, I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for your attention once again.